Have you ever been, scrolling through your phone or maybe just sitting in silence and you hear a professional recitation of the Quran and everything just stops? It just pulls you right in. There's this incredible flow, this rhythm and resonance that is so much more than just someone reading a book. It honestly sounds like it's from another world. Well, what if I told you that hypnotic quality isn't just pure God-given talent? It's a science. It's an ancient, beautiful science with a hidden set of rules that, believe it or not, anyone can learn.
I mean, seriously, what's the secret sauce? What's the difference between my kinda stumbling reading and a master reciter who can make your heart tremble? It's not magic, although, let's be real, it often feels like it. It's actually a meticulously designed system for making the holy text sound beautiful, for giving every single letter its exact right, its proper due. It's kind of like the algorithm for beauty. Okay, let's dive right in.
You see, the mesmerizing quality of a great recitation isn't just about having a voice like honey. I mean, that helps, for sure. But the real craft is in knowing the rules of Tajweed, which literally means to make beautiful or to perfect. Now, I want you to think of these rules as a set of secret keys. The Quranic text already has a melody, a rhythm, embedded directly into it. Tajweed gives you the keys to unlock that music and just let it flow.
And today we're basically going on a treasure hunt. We're going to find a few of these foundational keys using some examples from verses 164 and 165 of Surah Al-Baqarah. And my goal here is simple. By the end of this short explainer, you are never, ever going to hear the Quran the same way again. You'll be walking away with a new kind of hearing, able to spot the intricate art that's happening just beneath the surface.
So let's start with two of the most fundamental and, frankly, most beautiful rules you'll hear in pretty much every single verse. They are the bread and butter of beautiful recitation. We're going to call them the sacred hum and the divine echo. Get these two down, and you've already leveled up your listening game in a huge way.
First up is gunna, which we're calling the sacred hum. This is this gorgeous, rich nasal sound that you hold for just a moment. Think like 1, 2 counts. It mostly happens on 2 letters, noon and mim, when they have that little W-shaped symbol on top, the shadda. It's the difference between just saying a letter and letting it vibrate, letting its sound just fill the space. It's like the hum of a tuning fork.
Okay, let's look at the very first word on the slide, inna. See that noon with the shadda on top? A beginner might just read it really flat like inna. But the rule of gunna tells us to give it that sacred hum. You hold that N sound, inna. Can you hear that? It's that beautiful resonance that adds weight and sweetness to the word. Once you start listening for this hum, I promise you will hear it absolutely everywhere.
Next up, we have its energetic cousin, qalqala, the divine echo. Now, this rule is all about adding a little pop, a subtle vibration or bounce, to 5 specific letters. But, and this is the crucial part, it only happens when those letters are silent, when they have that little circle, the sukun, on top. These letters are all conveniently grouped in the phrase kutub jad. Basically, this rule prevents certain sounds from just stopping abruptly and dying out. It gives them a little echo to let them live.
So, let's check out the word tajri. The letter Jim is one of our 5 kutub jad letters, and right here, in this word, it's silent. So instead of a flat, clipped sound like tajri, we apply the divine echo. It becomes tajri. You hear that? That slight bounce, that little bit of air on the G? That's qalqala. It's what gives the recitation its crispness and clarity, making sure no letter gets swallowed up.
Okay, so you've got the hum, you've got the echo. You're already on your way. Now for our next key, which is less about how a single letter sounds and more about how words gracefully connect to each other. This is how reciters turn a string of separate words into a single unbroken river of sound. This rule is called idgham, which literally means to merge. Now this happens when a word ending in a silent noon is followed by a word beginning with certain letters. The noon sound isn't pronounced on its own. Instead, it just kind of melts into the next letter, and as it does, you apply that gunna, our sacred hum, right over the top of that connection. It's like blending 2 colors together to create a beautiful new shade.
Here is a perfect example. Look at the phrase men yattakhidh. We have men, which ends in a silent noon, followed by yattakhidh, which starts with a ya. So instead of reading them like 2 totally separate things, men yattakhidh, we merge them. The end sound flows into the ya, and what you get is ma yattakhidh, with that lovely hum right over the top. It's just so much smoother, so much more melodic. It's what makes the recitation glide.
All right, lean in for this one.
I'm about to share a little secret, the kind of detail that really separates the beginners from the masters. This is one of those aha moments that, once you get it, it unlocks a whole new level of appreciation. It's all about a rule we just learned, but with this fascinating twist that puts all the control in the hands of the reciter.
So, we learned that the divine echo, qalqala, happens on one of those 5 qutb-jad letters when it's silent. Simple enough, right? But what happens if the letter isn't supposed to be silent in the text? What if it has a vowel on it, but the reciter decides to take a breath and pause on that word? This is where the artistry really comes in. This is the reciter's secret weapon.
Let's look at the word al-asbab. If you're reading straight through to the next word, that final letter ba has a vowel sound on it. Al-asbaba. No echo, no qalqala. Simple. But what if the reciter chooses to pause there? You know, for emphasis, for breath, for artistry. Well, the moment they decide to stop, the rule of pausing in Arabic makes that final letter temporarily silent. And what did we just learn happens when a ba becomes silent?
Exactly. The divine echo kicks in. That word, when paused on, transforms into al-asbab. That little bounce suddenly appears right where it wasn't before. So the crucial point here is this. The reciter isn't just a reader, they're a performer. Their choice of where to pause can literally activate and deactivate one of the fundamental rules of sound. That level of control is a hallmark of true mastery.
So there you have it. You now possess the keys. You have a new framework, a whole new lens for listening. The sacred hum, the divine echo, the smooth merge, and the reciter's pro tip for activating that echo on a pause. It's time to take your new superpower for a test drive.
As we listen to a full recitation of these verses, I want you to actively use this new toolkit. Don't just let the sound wash over you. Be an active listener. Hunt for that resonant hum of the gunnah. Try to catch the crisp little bounce of the qalqala. Hear how the words flow together seamlessly with idgham. And listen really carefully for where the reciter pauses. See if you can catch that pro tip in action. Okay, take a breath, clear your mind, let's listen with new ears. Here are verses 164 and 165 from Surah Al-Baqarah. See if you can spot the keys we've unlocked today. Just beautiful, isn't it? But it's different now, right? You can actually hear the technique. You can appreciate the layers of precision and artistry. It's like watching a magician after you've learned the trick. It doesn't ruin the magic, it makes you appreciate the skill even more.
You know, we have only just scratched the absolute tiniest fraction of the surface of Tajweed. But these fundamental keys, the hum, the echo, the merge, they're your gateway. They change you from a passive listener to an active participant. So the real question isn't just what you can hear now. The real question is, what are you going to do with these keys? How will this change the way you connect, the way you listen, and maybe, just maybe, the way you recite? What new doors of beauty are you going to unlock?